You see what I mean by the time delay. Mm-hmm. But anyway, hello, anybody that's watching now, future watching, either way, whatever. Today at the Dungeon Den, I've got
Gary.
My boy Gary. Gary, have you ever painted before?
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
I was about 10. So
mentally, not
20 years ago. He wishes.
Yeah.
There we are.
Your wrinkles give it away, buddy.
Yeah,
but I've said the other day that speed paints a beginner could paint really well doing speed paints.
So we're giving it a go.
We are.
He's going to teach me, and if I can do it, then anybody can do it. If I can't, then we can still have a go. You should have a go.
It means nothing if Gary can't.
Yeah, exactly.
But the reality is let's see how possible this is. So yeah, we're gonna go for it, Gary. Brother, here we go. That's got water in it.
Cool.
Pot of water. That's how you clean your brush. But you've got speed paints, and this is the model. It's a big boy model. It's okay. Roy, if you're watching, if it goes really bad, I'll work it out. Don't worry. He'll be jumping up and down.
Sorry, Roy.
Right, so he's pretty cool. What colour do you think you want to paint him? We've got all these army speed painting things here. What do you want to do? First things first, choose a colour.
Let's have a metallic-y kind of silvery.
What are you doing? You're going to do the blade?
Yeah, and he's got his armour as well, hasn't he? So, yeah, why not?
So, here we go. I'm just going to drop a bit of paint in like that. The 2 tips I will give you. I'm not a painter, but your tip needs to be curved. When you take the paint, cone it, and then apply.
Okay. Right, can we see?
I don't know.
Now, how much can you use?
Okay,
obviously,
so
I can paint the walls. But...
So you're trying to be even more careful than you have to be with these paints.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So now put a bit more on. Go for it. Yeah, go for it. Spread it on.
All right,
yeah,
okay.
See that?
Yeah,
see the difference?
Spread it on thick. Okay.
So you can be... Do you feel like you've got enough control going on where you're getting it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Squeeze round, make you knock it onto something you don't need. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then it'll just... It upsets me. Technical TV's not working.
I do feel a bit short though. Might have to put my seat up.
Yeah, probably. You need to get pretty comfy, but you're doing a good job with that. I think the difference with if you use the Games Workshop paint or normal paint, you have to be moving your brush slower, definitely, and have less on like you had the first time.
Yeah. Because it would just run everywhere, wouldn't it?
Yeah, kind of. It might do. But brush control's key, but I think these speed paints make it easy.
Well, like I say, I'm used to painting
load
the
up,
walls.
Load up. That's the whole point. These speed paints, you can load up a bit more. You want to put it on quite thick, which is different to how you would with the normal paint. You'd be more delicate with it.
Yeah.
Right, let's go. Put more on. Yeah, okay. There you go. You see, you gotta.
So you really are just slapping it on. Like...
Yeah, and then the moment it starts to get thin, put it on.
Yeah.
Getting thin.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Is it coming up on the camera?
I can see it.
You can see it.
I can see it.
That's cool.
I think people are getting the idea. This isn't sped up. this is how fast Gary's using the paintbrush. And to be fair, you're coning it every time you're putting paint on, mate. I don't even think I do that. I forget to do that.
Okay.
So
smaller bits are a bit tricky though, aren't they? You don't want to get paint everywhere.
Trish Bish.
Oh, is that my sister? Hi Trish.
Hey.
What she's saying.
Nothing yet, just hey, I've just noticed that. Sorry, I've been concentrating on Gary. But
Novice, not even a novice painter. I mean, I've never really sat and painted models. James, my cousin, we used to do this Warhammer stuff years ago. And like I said, I was 10. So
Warhammer's big boy stuff today, like
yeah,
big
of course.
boy painters.
So if I'd have got into it properly, then I might have, I'd made a thing for it. But I didn't. Yeah.
Go on. Are you putting enough paint on?
I've just done another layer because it felt a bit dark.
So
not
perfect.
dark,
This is a
but like there was
perfect
no
example.
strokes.
If you'd have gone over this with it being that wet with other paints, you'd end up pulling it.
Oh right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you do a layer and then wait for it to truly dry before you
And
go.
how long
Unless
does
you're
that
wet
take?
blending, but then we're talking into stuff here, technique and skill that is well worth knowing, and it's what the best painters can do very easily. But the point of speed paints is just to get to learn the brush control, and you're going over that. I'd recommend leaving it now and going to another place of armour.
Right. Okay.
So when you put enough on, this is where you need to put enough on first time round.
Yeah.
Let it dry and you'll see what you've got.
Okay.
But whilst it's drying,
So how long does
get
speed
some paint
paint
on other stuff.
take to dry normally?
Well, people have been saying that they're quite quick considering how watery they are. But it's cold in here. I don't have the heating on, so I don't know if they're drying as quick as they should be. But considering how wet they are, pretty quickly. You'll find out. It puts the lotion on its skin.
It does make me think though. now I'm trying to do something small and intricate.
Ooh, what are you going for?
That I need glasses. That I'm old and I can't really see this very well.
You're doing well. You're doing better than me. You're keeping the model in screen as well, which is quite impressive. Cool. But you see, I haven't got this table set. I've got it set like this. Look how I'm on it, like a kid, like a teenager. I'm just leaning over the table and kneeling on chairs, and might be comfier. I'm gonna paint the way you're painting.
Go on,
I'm gonna go with the same colours and just do what you're doing.
Okay. I feel like he's got a lot of armour on, and I'm going to paint it all grey.
That's probably the best bit.
Yeah, make it easier.
Oh yeah, I'm not. This brush is too small for me. You are using a size. So Gary, it's his first time he's properly painted. To be completely honest, what size is that? A 3? Let's say on the brush.
Is a 3? Yes, it's a 3.
Is it a 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is probably one of the smallest brushes I use. Look at the size I'm going for.
Wow.
To do what you're doing.
Yeah. So you can just. I mean, if you're doing a big area, you can.
I think so like these shoulder pads. If I'm making the decision, it's all going.
It's all going grey.
Yeah, it's getting it. Then it's getting it. I mean, try to be neat and not get it on where you're going, but you see how it pulls and moves. So your normal paint wouldn't do that unless you are putting mediums or water, like wetting it up.
And if you paint in an area that you didn't want that colour, what are these like to paint over?
I don't know.
We'll soon find out then, because I painted
his arm.
I painted his arm a little bit.
His arm?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I mean, you can panic and try getting rid of it with some water if you want. Is that panicking?
It's not my model. It's Roy's model, so I'm not panicked.
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you when it all goes wrong. I'll tell you how you get around it as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the only place you need to be careful is try not to get it on his arm or somewhere. I mean, dependent on colour.
So if you've got a dark colour.
Yeah, if you've put black on his arm, I mean, painting's a bit different as well. I am not a professional either, so if anybody ever watches this can be bothered, tell us what you do. For all the cool painters out there, paint really cool stuff.
Okay, now here's a question. You've got a small area for his face where his mask is. Yes. So would you paint the face first, knowing that it'll be a lighter, probably maybe a pinky skin color, and then if it overlaps onto the armor, you could paint it grey?
I mean,
or would you paint all one area grey first? Do all your grey and then do all your...
Each to their own, but I'd do all the grey first.
Right.
When you look at a model, if you have a lot of skin showing, I'd probably do that last, because you're going to get intricate bits on other stuff, but then you can always colour the bigger stuff back over, take a bit more time. Which is painting, or is when you're learning, because unless you're really awesome, if you're like me or like you're claiming to be, it doesn't work out like that.
Yeah. Well, no, but I am.
I'm looking at what you're doing. I like that you're being careful around there, but don't forget, once you have been careful around there, then speed up somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. It's just. I mean, I figure. You don't want it to be...
Sounds like I'm trying to make you do a bad job.
A dark face. Well, if you rush me and I do a bad job and it still looks alright from a distance, then it works, doesn't it? Works exactly how you want it to work, because it's speed painting.
That's the one. Speed painting.
That's the whole point.
That's the point.
But yeah, it's not going to be Warhammer tabletop quality where the sell the models for thousands of pounds, but
I don't think it will be going. Not the first one you ever,
hey, you
never know. Hey, I wouldn't lie to you if you had.
If someone wants to spend £1,000 on this model, it will go towards Mark's channel. So you're more than welcome. This is the first. It will, it's the original, my first ever model. Starting bid £1,000. Roy, I'll give you the £3 it cost to print it. Sorry.
I think more than that. These are expensive models. He bought these, mate.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
You gain a good quality model, to be fair.
Sorry. Now I'm even more worried that I'm going to mess it up. Sorry, Roy.
This is why I'm laughing, because I knew what I was doing. That's why I said sorry. But it's okay. Roy can take it. Yeah. That's if he watches the video. Or playback or live.
We'll see. I'll ask him how it went, how he felt about it, and then
he'll tell you. To be fair.
Well, if he says what you're talking about, then I'll know he hasn't watched it.
Look at that! Like, I've overloaded some of this because I'm trying to go even quicker. So I'm putting speed paints to the test. I mean. The idea is that you get stuff covered quick, I think, to then have the time to do highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just easier and easier from there, I think, is the point of them. Like, this guy's got a bit of chainmail coming off, and I'm suddenly thinking, well, do I do the chainmail a different silver and gold, but it's getting really finicky and,
But that's how people get there when they want to paint professionally, that you get really into all of the detail of. But
the beauty of this, Gary, and I'll show you, is like this chainmail here on mine. I'm showing the camera. I'm trying to. It's not a very good. I can't get it very good. But I'll show you. It's got loads of bits and loops on it, just on the arm. It's really small. Well, we're gonna dry brush
Okay.
that when it's dry with a gold metallic, and it'll bring up all of the highlighted areas. Leave the chain, like chainmail, and
I like that.
so, and that's what you can do with these after, which is what I've found out and really liked. I've just now painted 20 orcs, and I've done them really quickly, and I felt like I had time to dry brush and do a bit. I tried some OSL, which has turned out not great for me, but there's a lot of learning to do with that for me, I think. Basically, it weren't very good.
Let me laugh.
Why?
Because I'm not very good. I'm not really.
Well, then we
sure
cannot be good. Are you having fun?
Well, yeah, I mean,
enjoying yourself?
You know, it's painting. It's a break from work. I'm not really too sure what that is supposed to be on the front of him. If
Who
that's
knows?
metal armor or
this. So
what?
the belly plate.
Yeah, the
stuff.
belly plate.
Okay, so how I'm going to do the belly plate is I'm going to be as gentle as I can, and take a bit of time because.
But is that metal? Or is that metal?
There's
armor,
different
would you
coloured
say?
metal, yeah. It's like
okay.
plate metal studded, banged together.
Well, let's go in grey then. Silver, grey. Let's see if we can get it back in the shop. Oh, see, I overlapped it there.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
It's on his trousers.
That's right, they'll get painted a different colour.
Yeah. Oh, he can wear the brown pants.
See if we can get around this. Get that in there, I suppose.
But to paint it really intricate, I mean, you've got to admire the people that can do stuff like that, because
amazing. Like
it's just hard work. I mean, if you could,
it's practice, man. Like they have put the hours in, the effort.
If you could take the arm off here, not the arm, but the glaive, whatever this is, and then be able to paint underneath it, then that'd be easier. But obviously, they don't all come like that.
When I was doing the Warhammer ones or trying, there was some bits that I painted separately before you stuck them together.
Yes, yeah. And I remember that about the Warhammer stuff. You had to glue it together yourself.
It's a decision, isn't it? Like you decide how much you want to put together.
Yeah, because you have got some intricate bits that you can't get to once it's all together.
It's harder, but like I say, man, these painters, they're so talented. I mean, I am not a painter. I can build the terrain. I can I can build terrain in DM. That's what I prefer to do. Feel comfortable, but painting, I've always found really, really hard. Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm doing
with these. You can.
Yeah, I feel like they work for me.
Yeah. Well,
really
that's
well.
it.
Other than look at that, I've just got paint all over my hands like a child.
I think I'm going to paint that bit too.
It's just grown up fun. It's adult fun. That's what it is.
Yeah, not the kind that I would normally subscribe to, but
no.
It's
cheaper.
It's cheaper. Yeah. Don't make me laugh.
That's my attempt, because you are doing very well. Watching you, it's quite.
Oh, that's cool.
Quite cool, actually.
I do feel like I need, them specs that guy has on Toy Story, where he just goes zoom, 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 and can zoom right in.
I think the aim is, whatever you're colouring in, get it done.
Yeah.
Put enough paint on, then move on.
Yeah. Let it dry.
Yeah, just in case you start going over and over it again, because if it does dry, that's not a good idea. As it is drying to that last crisp, if you can got a bad brush stroke or something, you can just
I had a bad brush stroke.
Yeah,
there,
you've got to let it dry.
Yeah.
If you've gone wrong, this is what I mean. These are speed paints, brother.
Yeah.
Do nothing. Move on.
Okay.
Move on. Keep going. And then when it's dried, you can have a look, and then keep blocking colours on, and eventually, at the end, a bit of oil.
So I think I'm on that last little bit of the armour, and then I'm ready for another colour. Do I just give this a rinse? I don't need another brush.
You don't need another brush, no. When you finish painting, put the model down against something on the board.
I reckon.
Look at that. Perfect placement. I'll just throw mine somewhere.
Is it perfect placement? No, you can't see it.
I'll tell you anything.
No, it is.
Tell you anything. I just can't believe I've dragged you into painting. Well, to be fair to Gary, I didn't even ask him. I just told him to come here and start painting.
You've got to have a go. He's just going to want me to paint all of his models, which is not happening.
I don't know. I think you're loving it already. You just clean it, rinse it, get some blue towel, get your own. Yeah, there you go. And then pull it, cone it as you're drying it out. Yeah. You know what I mean, don't you? And I think that. And then just try it. Is it coming out? Is it coming out? Because that's how your bristles end up like this, and nice and ready. Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I forget to do it. Not gonna lie, it happens. So,
right, that's cool.
Okay, what colour are you wanting to do next?
I don't know. I think you're just gonna have a wooden handle and probably some. I'll probably do the trousers or like leathery kind of brown. Have you got a brown?
I've got a brown. So what you got to think of is how you're going to hold the model without pulling all the paint off.
Well, yeah, that's it.
That you've just put on.
That's kind of dry now, but we'll go for his handle. Oh, yeah, maybe on the handle then, if that's robust enough to hold it.
That's robust enough. Yeah, should be.
Well, I'll paint that last little bit last.
So you're going for trousers?
Trousers and his handle, I think.
Are you going for the same colour?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, why not?
What colour's that? Is it a wooden handle? What do you want?
Yeah,
brown?
A brown.
I like the brown. I like the satchel brown.
What's that flesh?
Yeah. I can't do it, but it's satchel brown, believe me. There you go. Some of the paints will be thicker, some will be wetter. Back up.
Okay. Oh, there we go. I'm not quite in the middle. That is. Oh yeah, okay.
I'm telling you to back up. I don't think I'm ever in. What, have you done a boo-boo?
No, just because I put quite a lot on at first. It was really dark, and then when you spread it out, it's not as dark as you think.
Isn't it? I've just put my brush in.
This one here. Do you want to spin that round?
Oh, no, it's okay. I just couldn't remember which one it was.
It's the finer bits that get me, like where you meeting his armour and stuff. You got to slow it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of the speed you can put the paint on and the finish you're gonna get, it buys you time.
To do stuff like that.
Yeah, and to get better and stuff. You can just blitz it, or you really can. But use it to.
His trousers and his boots kind of seem all one, don't they?
Yeah, I'm kind of just blending it in like this. I can't. Yeah, I'm just going over it into it because when you oil at the end, I mean, they say you don't need to, but
I think because it looks like he's got some sort of metallic overshoe. You know, he's got like leather.
Some caps on.
Yeah, and then so I'll probably paint that grey. I'm not in the shot.
It's hard. It's quite hard to get in the shot to these cameras. So to be fair, you're doing well. You're holding it in shot, and your painting is looking tight.
You make a YouTuber out of me yet?
Probably. you than me. I mean, that's light though. Get more on.
Get more on.
Yeah, get more on. You'll be here for ages.
All right.
And then I feel like you're trying to just fail on purpose. Get it on. You're allowed. You know, we were talking earlier when it's like somebody says something to you and you just got to believe them, not think, and just do it.
And just do it. Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
trust me.
Like you
Trust
say.
me. I don't know what I'm on about, but
you can repaint it if it's crap.
Yeah, the skin's going to be hard to paint.
Yes, it is.
Cheers, Roy. It looks like you've put them together. I'm joking. Ish.
Okay.
But let's have a look. What have you put on? Have you put barely any on?
It's his. Yeah, we've got underneath.
Okay, so just to show, look how much. I don't know if you can see how much I've put on compared to Gary, and you can.
Yeah,
I've laced.
You have laced that on, haven't you? Okay.
I mean,
so really,
what you've done is fine. What you've done is fine because. Well, we'll see.
But I'm taking my time with this because I don't want to mess it up.
And I'm telling you not to.
And you're telling me not to. And but that's it. You're proving that you don't need to take your time.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of lather it on.
Well, I don't. I'm just seeing if that's the point in why Army Painter have called them speed paints.
Well, yeah.
Whether it's for the higher artists out there. If you do know, let me know. I'm just enjoying painting models quickly, I think.
And like you said before, that
and you can always come back to them, like you've said, and most people say. Yeah,
and when they're on a tabletop, you know, and they're away from the camera, you're not going to see it. And let's grab one of your other models. Was that done with speed paints?
Yep.
Yeah.
Speed paint.
Right. So, until you're not even in the shot. You know, if you're holding it at the camera and you got fully high definition 8K and you can see all the little nooks and crannies, and that's fine. You would probably appreciate a $7,000 worth of Warhammer painting, but when you stick it there and your camera's a bit further away, you're not going to know. And it's.
Well, you play live. You play with me. Yeah. You play on the table with scenery and models.
Yeah, and I appreciate that they're painted. I don't look into how detailed they're painted because that's not.
I mean, you can. We've got some painters in our group that
and I appreciate really something that's fantastic, and I can appreciate a really well painted and the intricacy, but you know, it wouldn't faze me if it wasn't. You know, if my kid painted it and it was, you know, over the lines.
Well, can I tell you my aim?
Go on.
My aim. These are speed paints. I'm pushing a bit, tongue in cheek as well. People, you'll get that.
You're gonna get you're gonna get your kids to paint them, aren't you? So you don't have to. Is that what you're gonna say?
At the end of this, painting something this quickly, I want you to see that it looks all right. I mean, you are. If you're going tight across somewhere else, go steady. If not, just get it on.
Yeah.
But even with me jibing at you and having a laugh and trying to make you lose concentration, if you're happy with the result of this and having a good time, some fun, socialising, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. And if you want to do another one, then I guess I win, you win, Army Painter wins.
Yeah, well,
the internet wins.
And that's kind of the whole point of the thing, isn't it? And
if you did, I'd say that was horrible. It was a nightmare. I don't know what to do. Army Painter. Sorry, I'll move on to Vallejo.
If no, you carry on. Just get some other poor sap to come and paint your model, and then go right. Okay, so Gary was useless. He didn't like it, and let's see what you think, because it's not for everybody. Like I say, I'm not all that fussed on the intricacy of them. If it's painted well, I'll appreciate it, but if it's not, then who cares? If someone's made the effort. If you turned up, made the effort, then that's all that really matters, isn't it? Sometimes.
I mean, to be fair, Gary, maybe you're onto something, because I've got mine painted, but I am waiting for it to dry.
Mm.
And I'm watching you put your fingers all over. Right, I'm telling you now, for the amount of time we've been painting, yeah, if you were painting block colours like this on learning to control paints, I mean, maybe you'd pick it up and just be a natural. I do not know, but my mind is telling me that your fingers would look more like mine.
Covered in paint. But mine
there's a bit on, but your model's fine. It's not smudged or...
Mm.
Listen, just go with it. They can't see. The camera's not a good... We can say what we want. But, no, I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool.
I'm just doing
Okay, so whilst you're faffing on, you don't believe me, do you? What I am going to do is I'm going to paint the bodies blue.
Blue?
I'm going to put this blue paint on. I'm going to use my palette over here because...
Sickling Nova.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm going to have to mute that. Well, it is on mute.
Mute? What was it? Your phone?
My phone vibrating.
Oh, okay. Somebody was trying to talk to you?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't know. All my friends are here, so so I don't know who it is. Must be the wife. Kids are at school.
She ain't gonna talk to you, brother. No.
Hi, Jen. Love you.
I love you too, Jen. And my Jen. Every Jen.
They're not watching.
No.
So that looks like it could be wood.
I mean, I don't even know if my wife's going to try and con the YouTube just by putting likes on, from her thing and subscribing.
What, and creating 10 million different accounts? Yeah.
Like she should. I feel like she should as my wife. But maybe she's right not to.
Probably sat in there chuckling right now, listening.
She would not be chuckling. She'd be in here giving me what for. Letting the internet know that she is the boss.
We like to let them think that. It's true. It is true. I can't deny it.
I'm cowering in the dungeon den outside painting miniatures. I'm gonna say nothing, but I'm having fun.
Well, my alarm will go off at 3 o'clock because I've got to be back for a certain time. So.
Reality.
That's reality. Yeah, she's the boss. All right, I got it. Right, don't make me laugh now. This is an intricate bit.
Intricate?
Well, I'm right next to his hand and I'm painting brown.
Okay. I painted the hand black because it's a glove.
It's a glove, is it?
It is now.
Okay.
It is now. I got the
Oh, see, I've missed a bit.
I got some of the metal on, so it's now metal.
See, he's got one glove on one hand, but he hasn't got it on the other hand. So
he's got a gauntlet on one hand.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, they could be different though. They're fairly similar. So even I'm slowing down around the shoulder and the shield and stuff because. Maybe dab it into his face, try and leave his beard white. That didn't work, so that idea's out the window.
I do apologise if my mouth is open while I do the intricate bits as well.
I hope it is.
I'll never know because I won't watch you back.
You will know because I'll tell you.
Yeah, you will.
There's too many people that will watch just to give you grief.
Okay, right.
How are you doing?
Well, I think that's all the brown that I want to do. I need to go back to silver though.
Well, not yet, you don't. You got other colours to do.
Yeah, well, okay.
I suggest...
Are they orcs?
What?
Are these orcs?
I don't know. They're going to be like frost giants.
Frost giants, alright.
Frost giants. Or...
So you want to go blue?
I've gone blue. I've gone blue. Did we not agree on blue? I thought we agreed on blue.
We can go blue. We can do what you want.
I'd rather you paint them at least the same type of colour.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let's stick with blue.
But it's, it's up to you. Roy's face.
Roy's going, no, what are you doing? Okay, that's cool. Right, where's your blue?
I stole it. It's over here.
So how much are you pouring on in just a few drops?
Okay, so just...
Do I need to shake it first?
No. I pre-shook it. Just gently pop. Gently. There you go. Get it used.
Yeah.
Now get it used, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I like it. Look at that great pipette. Pipette? Control?
Yeah, too many big words.
Confuse myself.
Ooh, that is blue.
But here we are. Do you think you are free in your creativity, Gary?
I mean, I'm trying to be creative. We'll see.
Hey, I've got a really good help. I think it's help. If you put more on the paintbrush now, you'll be fine for the next. You can have a lot on the end of your brush, as long as you're still careful with it.
Yeah.
You can go quick.
It's not.
You can go quicker than what you think is.
If you're painting the wall, it just kind of ends up being a thick blob in one place, and it never spreads around. But obviously, that's a different kind of paint, isn't it?
I'm wondering if in OBS settings there is a way that I can sharpen the camera.
Oh yeah, wow, that does go on. Yeah, when you put a lot on, it just kind of...
Still be gentle, use that brush control, you're doing awesome, to be completely honest. But how did that go? Yeah, just doof.
Spreads out quite nicely. That.
So load heavy, paint small.
Yeah.
If that's a real thing, cool. If not, I've made it up, but if it works, it works. Whoever works for you, man.
I did say I was going to hold him by the...
Don't stick to what you say. Just make it happen.
Consistent.
More paint. More paint.
Yeah, but I just need to get in there.
You could have done that with more paint and it would have painted it. Now you got to do it again. You see?
Tongues out. Hold on.
Yeah, I like it.
Alright, okay.
Yeah? Put more on. Just that,
Just watch the...
Yeah, just be delicate putting it on, but if you cover it, you don't have to go over it again to cover it.
Yeah. See what you mean.
Does that make sense? I don't know if it quite does to me.
It does. It does.
I'm just really trying to push how it is easy. What you are painting and how it's looking, how it's drying.
It is. It's. I mean, I was 10, like I said, probably around that age. I don't know exactly.
Still mentally.
Yeah.
Need to be.
But I always remember it being a real ball ache, and which is why I didn't continue painting them, because they were a pain in the neck and they were expensive.
What were the miniatures?
Yeah, your Warhammer stuff. It was expensive then, and that's 30 years ago.
I mean, I've got I think I understand that with the same age.
Yeah.
When I was about 10, I used to get. I think I'm pretty good at building. One being in the building trade. I think that it just gives you a natural thing for scenery to build it and know how stuff works. But when I was younger, I was good at building the Chinooks and the fighter jets, all the model kits and ships, and I was always terrible at painting. Man, it was well harder to paint back in the day. But I remember getting some like lead Warhammer goblins. I couldn't paint them. So it was like a 3-day effort, and then it was like, no, I'll just build stuff and give them to me mates who can paint or stuff like that.
Getting that in the shot.
What are you doing? It's not that much blue. Where did you put it?
I just painted over his armband.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Look. Right, watch this. I'm going to take a bit of your fear away now because it's.
Yeah, go on.
Where's the blue here?
Yeah.
Right, you see. Right, watch. You see the arm. right?
I just painted.
Right, yeah. Look, watch. Right? Now watch. I'm going to show you super trick.
You just wet that and you just take it. Okay.
When it dries, here. I'm trying not to. Where did you've changed the model?
It's there, sir. I'm just trying to get it back in the shot.
Sorry. Pick it up. Now, stay away from there.
Yeah.
Paint rest.
Okay.
Yeah? That'll dry because we're going to put an oil that's going to cover everything. All your neat work, all the small lines that it's naturally doing itself, we are then going to cover with an oil after.
Okay.
Do not be afraid. I can't stress it enough. Take your time, but load your brush and get it on. I think is
okay.
I feel like I'm banging on at you. You're doing amazing.
No. You're
doing really well.
It's just having not painted it anything
More paint.
before like that. More paint.
More paint, brother. More paint. More paint. Now just brush across his hand. Get it on.
Yeah,
the paint will move. It will move.
You can't see it on the camera, but it does. It just kind of
now for me,
coats the area.
You could have had twice as much on the end of your brush and put it on. Now that one stroke would have been enough.
Yes, yeah. I do see what you mean.
Speed paints. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can because, guys, I'm not a painter or anything. But
no, but it does make sense. I don't know if I'm keeping that in the shot or not, but
you're in the shot. You're doing well. I'll move the palette. I think. I don't know if that's got a bit of a white background. And the cameras aren't as well. They're not that clear. Not as clear as using the phone.
But yeah, it does kind of when you put the paintbrush on with a lot of paint on, it kind of flows into the areas. It kind of doesn't overlap into another area like his gauntlet or anything like that. It just kind of flows nicely.
Okay, cool.
But you can't quite see that on the camera. I still don't even know if I'm putting enough on.
I think you can load your brush
more
because you're going into a dark colour. It follows the recesses.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Keep talking what you're feeling. It's only you really that can say it. There's me shouting, going, get more on, put it on, be brave. But what are you thinking? Like, you have not got enough paint on your brush to paint anything. No, it's not enough loaded. It's not enough. Trust me. See this big blob here? Mm-hmm. Put your brush in that. Let me show you something.
This one here,
not the black one.
Is that black?
It's blue. Yeah.
Oh,
there you go. Now go.
Okay.
Now just be gentle.
Just be gentle. Right. Okay. Let's do his face then. Small, intricate area with all that paint. Will that work?
That is going to cover it, but in a good way. Go. Brush. Brush. You're fine. It doesn't matter if it gets on the lead belcher.
Okay.
Actually, just paint it in where you've missed the metal. Paint in blue. I showed you on the arm panel.
Yeah, you did.
I did that purposefully.
And then I can just wet it.
Yep. Well, I mean, you don't need to. I wouldn't touch that. You're about to. You'll oil it at the end.
Can I not take the blue off that?
Yeah, you can, but I'm telling you, there's no need.
Okay. Well, I messed it up now.
No, you haven't at all. Just relax. Now put your paint, dry the end of your paintbrush on there, on the tissue, and then just suck it up again.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now dry your brush, suck it up again.
That kind of just takes it all off. You don't see any blue on there.
And you're not going to when it shades, because I'm telling you, once again, we're going to cover the whole model in the shade.
I can see where I've not got enough on now.
But, so can you believe me now? Load your brush.
Yeah.
You should not, this is not speed painting, my friend. It's good painting and you're doing awesome, but it is allowing you to even paint faster and get the same effect. Does that make sense? The same standard of job.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. I don't even know what you're worrying about. I'd worry about not having enough blue. Here you go.
Yeah, I think there's some more blue in there. Right, okay. Right, well, I'll just take off that mistake that I just did. Because I painted that there.
Dry your brush. Dry it, yeah. There you go. Dry your brush, don't get clever. Dry your brush. Yeah, there you go. Done. Beautiful. I like the way you're twizzling the brush every time as well. It's cool. Cone.
Right, there are loads of bits that I've missed though, but that's probably because where's the blue?
You've just cleaned it. Yeah, that's new blue. But listen to me, it's going to get covered in an oil. It's going to darken everything.
Yeah, but there's like bits around here that I've missed.
That's going to get covered in an oil.
So
that's going to darken everything.
Okay.
Yeah?
So
my one advice would be put it on thicker in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what are you feeling? Is it the hesitance of just painting bad? Are you just trying to make a good job?
Yeah, I'd rather not make a crap job, but
and I'm telling you, it's the first model you've ever properly painted. If you make it not look like it's been dropped in a paint tin, you're
right.
way ahead. You're way ahead of the game. And I'm saying these paints give people the ability to do that, and with very little painting, by your fourth model, you're going to feel like
you've been doing it for years, and
you're going to feel a lot more comfortable, and you're going to get some plastic painted, people. And you can come back to it, and you can dry brush and highlight after. Yeah.
What colour are we going for now? Then?
I don't know. What colour do you want to go for?
I feel like I need more silver for his boots and some other bits.
Well, I'm not letting you do that because.
No, okay, that's fine.
The silver's.
What do we need? What's the colours?
We should use two different ones. I'm going to use yellow for the other part of the armour. I'm going to use yellow for the belt. Look how dark, look how wet mine.
My belt was a bit weird. Yeah. I didn't have defined lines for the belt, so I just painted it brown.
Oh, that's okay, that's fine. Who cares? You can put another paint on top of it if you want. I don't know what colour it'll go because I don't know what colours paints go. I'm not an artist, like I said. Well,
I mean,
you're looking at it like
because I'm just trying to think of what other colours. I think I only really need brown and silver, and then that's all the colours I really would.
What about black?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do some black for underneath the armour to darken it off or something like that.
That's okay. So I'm going to paint yellow just so I've got a two-tone of armour.
Is that yellow, is it?
What, that I've put that? Yeah, it looks red, doesn't it? When it first came out, so can you see? Can you see this? Right, I've got blue. I've got to be careful because mine's not drying as quick because I'm putting a lot on.
Yeah.
I'm putting. Oh, it's all evaporated. I'm putting a lot on. Look, it can. I know it can blend into the darker colours. It's too. See how it's too wet?
Yeah.
Didn't want that. I'd rather it dry. But if it was dry, I'd just cover that because it's going to draw into the recesses.
Mm-hmm.
And where it does come on, after a simple. If I can use the tissue. After a very simple dry, look. Take it off.
Yeah.
I take it you can't do that with normal paints. I think wet blending and stuff. Listen, I'm talking out my realm now. But this reality is you can do that. That is so quick.
That it does come off surprisingly well.
I would recommend you should let the models dry. This is an exaggerated pace I'm going at, but just to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
And then even myself will. Well, I've got models coming up that I've put more effort in and a bit of dry brush. 20 models in some 4 hours from start to finish. That's a lot of models for me in 4 hours, considering I dry brushed them and painted them with these speed paints. I think so. Anyway.
Have you got a black then? Black.
Got black, yeah. What colour is that? Is that dry? What colour is that?
I don't know.
Is that black?
I don't.
Is that right? This is how good the palette is, the wet palette. Oh, stuff's dropped in there. That is paint from the other day.
Okay. So it's still usable.
It's still usable. The wet palette is one of the greatest things I bought. I mean, people. Once again, some people don't. But
silver,
it's cool. Oh no, it is silver.
It is silver.
I'm talking absolute rubbish. That is silver all day long. That's the black here.
Right, okay.
Black and... Oh no. Is it silver I used? Yeah. That's what we used today, wasn't it?
Yes, I think
It's the silver we used the other day. All of it, yeah. Look, I'm going to mix in with the brown. And this is what you can do with a palette. You can mix your colours. You could use all the colours you wanted in a line and then blend them in and just put the different colours onto your model. That's if you're interested.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Let's have a go at that on the boots because it'll be like a darker.
Okay. I'm going to do the same.
Brown,
I'm going to do it.
muddy.
I'm going to do it for his.
No, that just looks brown still. Looks exactly the same colour. Sorry, Mark. You're bullshit.
You don't believe it's going to be a different colour, and it will.
It's the same. It's the same colour.
I'm painting it on the other foot. Look, I'm painting it onto the other foot, and if you can't tell me, you can't see that brown tip to it.
Using?
Yeah,
yeah,
mixing it in. Look, you can't tell me that it's not working.
That bit is a bit darker. I think I had more of the brown, rather than the brown.
You've got to get the 50-50.
But
it's a different colour, my friend. Or a different. It's going to dry in
different shade.
Different shade. I'm putting it on everything. What's going to do? I'm going to do the belt red. I really like the red. Should have maybe done some red. Is your tongue out?
What you left at? No. I'm concentrating so hard on not putting my tongue out while I'm painting. That's why my painting's rubbish.
You're too busy not putting your tongue out.
You just got to let loose and let your tongue out.
You got to do it, don't you? The tongue's got to come out. The tongue's got to come out. I mean, that was pretty weird. I don't know if Roy's primed these.
Oops.
The way the paint's actually going on, I don't even know if he's primed them. Maybe he'll tell us one day.
That'll be Roy texting me saying, "Why are you painting the models? I haven't even primed them yet."
But they're a different colour to the beasts, but I don't know if that's just because.
I feel like I need to paint Andy on the bottom of this guy's foot.
Paint what?
Andy.
Oh, Toy Story.
Yeah.
Took me a while, but I got you.
Your kids are younger than mine. You should know.
What does that? What's that even mean?
That means that you would have watched Toy Story more recently than me.
Why?
Because
you're also the age when it came out.
We're the age when it came out. Who are you kidding? 1994 Toy Story came out.
No way. No way Toy Story came out in 1994. I'm not having that.
I'll Google it in a minute.
Right, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was 1994. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Can you see comments on there then?
There's nobody watching, brother.
Oh, right,
okay. I mean, keep talking, like, just don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Hopefully people watch the video. I will get people who are watching. It's like, this guy's crazy. He's just randomly on places. Well, that's how it's got to be until I have some consistency or can get round to stuff. It takes me half the time doing all the technical side because I have no idea. A bit like the painting, really, and I'll get round to some scenery and the other Dungeon Den podcasts. But it's just fun to geek out. How are you doing?
I'm just darkening his belt off and his wristbands
Do his pommel right.
Yeah.
Clean your brushes. Do his pommel red.
Red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that. Just because it's a cool colour. No other reason. And then we are going to have to go. We'll have a 10-minute break. I'll put the break sign up. Let the model dry.
Which one's red? This one here?
Yep. The red one.
Yeah, well, the yellow looks red as well.
And then make sure you give the brush good clean. Like you have been doing. You've been doing really well, actually.
That's cool. I'll pay you later. It does go on a lot nicer when you put a lot on.
When you do it, yeah. I think that as long as you're delicate, you will learn which ones are wetter than the others.
Yeah, of course.
That's part of. I think that's part of a lot of it, to be honest. But so the moment you get that painted red and any. What about the detail on the back? His little pouch. Give that a go. If you do in front of the camera.
That was a daft idea.
It's okay. If you do in front of the camera, let it go.
Yeah, of course.
Right, let it go. Stop painting. Now paint the little pouch. I'm going to show you
little
tricks.
pouch
On the back of his belt. Does he have?
He doesn't have a little pouch in the back of his belt. Does yours?
Yes. Yeah.
No, I don't have one. No, don't have one.
Oh, cool.
Alright, that's enough red.
So we are going to have just show the model. Can you see it on yours? Gary has put base colours on just about every part of the model, and so have I.
There's a couple of bits I missed.
There's a couple of white bits where at the beginning you were a bit,
Just
you
hesitant.
were just, yeah.
But yeah, lather it on, I think.
Well, I'm going to show you even in the next part when we've had a break. These should be dry, and then we're going to cover them and show just what a finish they can do really quickly. So, awesome, everybody.
In a bit.
In a bit. I think that is us, son. I think we're back on. Hello? You've been waiting. Having something? Quick snack? We have quick snack, quick drink. And Gary, what are the models like, man?
Models look cool. Models look cool. I'm just making sure that we are. We are on. We are live. Yeah.
Just believe in it, brother.
Yeah.
All
right. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy. So that one being Mark's, who's painted quite a few models. I've turned the camera around, but you just trust me.
I've now done about 30 models with speed paints.
Yeah.
In total.
So that's Mark's, and that's mine. If I can hold it, not like a muppet. So you kind of, he's put more on, and
well, we're going to take photos of everything and upload them to the Instagram, which, when I remember, I'll put a link to that as well. Sorry, learning.
But I think it's a decent job for a first attempt ever, really. If you don't count when I was 10, then it's my first attempt, so I'm quite happy with it.
What would you say, looking at them, if you had to critique what was happening, what you're looking at?
What about what I've painted?
Differences.
Oh, the differences.
Yeah.
Yours is deeper, darker. It looks like it got more of a proper cover to it, and then you've obviously thought about where the dark bits would be on the ruffles of the trousers and stuff like that, whereas mine is just one colour.
I've tried to, yes.
So you're looking at the shading in the shadows of and where your dirt would gather on your person, and just make it look a little bit better. Whereas I've just done block colours. But
so, what were the two words we come up with earlier in the break between the difference in the models?
I don't know.
Hesitance.
Oh, hesitance and confidence.
Was that I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I came up with something cool in the break. Can't remember now, but I've covered it.
Yeah.
Confidently, I guess.
Yeah. That one's still a bit wet on the back there, though.
It is, yeah. I've covered it. That's what I mean. So, but it is cold in here. I'm aware that if this room was room temperature, they would be drying quicker. Absolutely, they would be.
I feel like I need to sit down because I can't be seen otherwise.
You can move the cameras. It's okay. It's quite easy here. It's not a production. It's a mess.
Well, that's cool. So now what we're doing?
I think it's cool. Well, here we go. So
yours can stand up now.
We're going to use the speed paints as a glaze, or to be fair, I'm going to give you the choice of a non-oil from Citadel, which is cool. But do you know what I'm going to cover mine in? I'm going to cover mine in a contrast stylish purple. So it's a contrast paint from Citadel.
Purple.
And I'm going to water it down. So I'm going to pull a blob out and water it down. The thing about the Citadels, they are great paints to use when you get. They are good paints. I just don't have the ability to paint with them. But I want it to be a slow progress where I can take my time.
So what's this going to do?
But this is very similar to the paints we're using. So it's going to act as an oil, but give it a purple tint. Now the problem with these are the caps.
Yeah.
Look, this is the biggest problem with Citadel. Open that cap and you can knock your bottles over and everything. Yeah. I've knocked everything over. Knocked them over, lost that. Look, nobody killed them, knocked them over. Who cares?
You knocked that
Even
over.
with the lid off. It's got a pipette end. You knock this over. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And people, you can 3D print holders for them. Pretty cool, actually, which will make them solid, but it's another thing to do. So, where's my paintbrush gone, buddy? Oh, that's a big one.
Big one, yeah.
Thank you. Which one's that me? And I'm going to show on the camera when I put it into the right place again. So I'm literally wetting my brush, not soaking it, just wet it, curved it, and I'm gonna pull a bit, and I'm gonna use a little bit of this stylish purple because it is super strong. But I'm then just gonna put it on. Can you see that there? And can you see how full this brush is?
Yeah. You're just painting over
I am
everything.
just covering everything that I've missed, everything that I've got.
Everything that you haven't missed. You're painting everything.
And that's thick, yeah. Like if it starts dribbling, dripping.
Yeah.
Take it off, yeah. Take it off. But until that point, just put it on.
Okay.
Put it on. These are what shades and the paint people have done this. It's what they do, It's what's made painting easier and easier and easier. It's just they act differently. Some are done different. This is really good as a wash.
I see you haven't painted the handle. Oh, you are painting the handle.
Yeah,
I thought you were saving that. You were painting everything.
I'm just trying to make sure that I have covered everything because this is super dark. Like it's almost black. If this was non-oil, this model's ruined. It's going to be so dark. You're not going to see anything. I mean, past grim dark is a thing they use for gritty, sludgy looking painting. This would not be that. This would be ridiculous. So I'm going to need some water here, and I am going to need the dabber for my blue roll. And all I'm going to do, without knocking anything over, I'm going to put him on blue roll. And then I'm going to turn him over, turn him over, turn him over,
dab
and dab.
Can't quite see him on there.
So just dab it. Slide a bit off, and then my favourite technique, the blue roll ready. This is a bit messy, but where's my water? Nearly had to do it all over again. And I'm just going to get this really wet. I'm going to take it off certain bits. Really wet. Get it all watered up. See how it takes it off a bit. The moment it starts to work like a wash again, bring it up.
Okay.
More on the top because from underneath you want it dark, like shadows. I'm just wetting, dabbing. As soon as I see it pull off, I keep pulling. The moment it spreads, like it's a paint again, I put the water on and take it off a bit.
And this obviously isn't going to ruin your paint.
This is not. I mean, you could not do this with paint. You just can't do this as well with paint. Or if you can, then hats off to you. I don't know. This is what I'm getting at is get it covered. It's okay. This step is still way quicker than anything else you would do. And this is first time, and other than drying times, because I haven't got the drying times for the heat, but if you have, it'd just be so quick. It's hard to see. And now,
I can see that it's not as dark as it was earlier, but
can you see the bits I'm aiming for though as well? They're highlighted.
the nooks and the crannies that would be darker and more shaded and dirty, gritty. There's a person with that armor on, that type of armor on. Yeah, it's darkened it off nicely.
But that is super dark, and I had to do a bit of work. Okay,
So you want me
not a lot of work. What do you think? What do you think?
Would that take 5 minutes? Not even
Something
5 minutes.
like that. And now I will leave that to dry, but we can do other stuff and talk about stuff and see what's doing. That took more work. With something with a non-contrast paint or some of these speed paints and a bit of water, you could put it on just as quick, but it not have to do the takeoff.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that by, if you want your skin to pop more and there to be a tone of the model in colouring with the skin, blue.
Okay.
Blues. The same colours.
So you could do that
Browner.
same thing with that blue that you've just done with that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to do the drying off process because it's less in pigment and we make it wetter.
Yeah.
I've done that to show I proper knacked a model in. If you do that with non-oils and other stuff, you've got to take it all off.
Yes.
Whereas contrast paints, even going on top of them with other types of paint, they're just so easy to work with. The colours are going to stay.
Mm.
I mean, you can dry brush highlight that if you really wanted to after and make it look even better and better and better. Maybe repaint the belt. I mean, to be fair, I don't.
Alright, so what am I doing with this one then? Am I
What
going
do you want to do with that
it
one?
with the blue?
I don't know. Are you going to do it with the blue or are you going to do it with the...
Why
Yeah.
not? Why not?
Okay, cool.
So there was a bit of green, I think, on the back of this one, like it got accidentally covered. But the blue's gone in nicely. It's good.
So you're going to use a bigger brush now as well, because we don't want you messing about.
Yes.
We want you to get it on. So I want you to go quicker than you had been before.
Yep. So I'm painting the whole thing with a wet brush.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
I don't need to dry it off.
Well, yeah, a little. Yes,
Little
just,
bit.
do another brush.
Okay.
Go onto it, swirl it round, go. Go. Yes, into the camera. Go for it. You got it. More. More.
Which one was it?
That one. Multicolours. Go for it, go. Get it on. The moment it's... No, refill. Go. Get it on. All over the model. Go for it. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Now your paint's not going to be drying. You keep going. Go. Go. Yeah.
I forget which one
yeah,
you've
just
done.
put it on. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. More. Go. Like, can you see in the screen, this is stained way lighter than the purple was already.
Yeah, massively.
Way lighter. So for me, you don't have to brush any of it, so keep going. Go. Here. There you go. More. Don't make it go wispy. That's the worst thing you can do is make it go wispy. It will naturally dry and cling to where it's going to. Commitment. I mean, I probably prefer to do this. I love doing this stage with scenery with the airbrush, personally. But I learned to use an airbrush because I couldn't paint. I could use brushes. Still can't, but trying. Way out.
Oops, yeah. Okay. I am.
Right, how's that looking?
Dark.
Okay, have you got everywhere?
I think so.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So what am I doing now? Washing it off?
Wash your brush off? No, you're not touching yours.
Not touching
Even
it.
at that stage, yours is so much lighter.
Yeah.
Now, this is why I'm telling you to make it completely easy. Has this felt like hard work yet?
No, not at all.
Okay. So at this point, you know how I had to lighten my whole model up?
Yeah.
At this point, if you really wanted, with the blue tones, on the armour, you could take some of the blue tint off by using the wash and brush technique.
Yeah.
And so as it comes through, it'll be tainted as opposed to covered fully.
Oh, sure. So you do it in well, I want to show me what you mean. Which one do you want? Thin?
The big one. Okay. And here. It's hard, isn't it, to get it right. Just on the armours, how I had them before. I wet it, I remove it. I wet it, and I remove it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to pick up on camera. I do need a better quality light. The foam coming through the foam's way better, but it is taking. That's quite blue tint. I mean, that won't dry as bad as you think it would anyway, but we'll lighten it. What you can do instead of whites like this and draining, you can speckle, and you'll just give it a different
texture.
And people who are really good at painters, a couple of my models, the specific person has painted, really good.
Yeah.
Like leather looks like leather.
I've seen them. Yeah.
Leather looks like it changes and looks roughened, and it's completely
insane.
Yes. And awesome all at the same time. But that's not my level, and I've got miniatures to paint, and
well, that's what it says on the box, isn't it?
Yes,
get more time for gaming.
Yeah.
So you paint a rough but good looking model, and then you can crack on crack on and game. You know,
pinch it by the feet. Now, some people put bases on or stick them to stuff, and I've got a base holder, like a Games Workshop one, where you can hold you no longer hold the model, but you tend to need a base for it. I'll show you. I do like using them, but sometimes I don't. If I'm taking time on a model, they're really good. Everybody knows what these are by Games Workshop. But I don't know if Army Painter do like a thinner barrel or whether that's a red grass thing. I don't know, I'm throwing names out. I apologise if I've got it wrong. Is that your wife telling you look good on camera?
Is she messaging? Is she? Looking good on camera, Mr. H. Hey, sweetie.
I've just seen that, by the way. Appreciate it.
That was probably half an hour ago, wasn't it? Sorry, babe.
Just on the highlights. If you're tilting a model like that, you're not going to see it.
No.
Stand the model up. Stand the model straight. How you would play it. There.
Yeah.
There you go. To a point, but you leave shadows as shadows.
Yes. It seems like more.
It's doing it for you.
Yeah.
That's, I think.
When it comes to that kind of level of it, that's a lot of detail that I don't have the mind for. I think, I could paint it. I can see it when somebody else has done it, fantastic, but doing it and getting a feel for it that way, that's why I'd leave it to somebody else. So I'll let you do it. But
are you telling me you wouldn't paint another? If I said, was it fun enough to come paint?
Oh yeah. But it's the intricate, taking bits off in certain places that's. I'd love to have that in my mind, but that's not something that I think about. I'd happily paint 1,000 models.
You wouldn't have to either. Is the point?
Well, yeah.
I've just said that is.
You don't. So you don't have to do this.
No, you don't have to do that. I was saying we would leave it, and then I'm like, because everything's happening so quick, you can take a bit off.
Yeah.
And there's some highlighting in 2 seconds, 5 seconds. I don't know. How long did it take? I'm unsure.
A few minutes of
there we go.
just waffling.
In the painting world, that's seconds.
Well, yeah.
To those listening, apologise. It was probably like an hour.
Well,
and I am trying to make it quite like you painted.
It's not hard work. It doesn't feel like, you've put me through paces with intricate painting and bits and pieces. Obviously, it's not fantastic, but for tabletop ready,
right.
like you say,
I think it is.
I think it's super cool.
I mean, we're gonna have to take some photos of these before you disappear, and we'll try and get it on Instagram for people. And I'm just gonna start posting what is way more than acceptable. I think just people get hung up on something's got to be so perfect,
and that's
because they see it and it does look amazing. It's insane. It's insane.
But like you say, people have got 4K, 8K, super high definition
if you've got a
cameras.
Job as well, brother.
Yeah, and you zoom in right in, and you can see the intricate details. You want it to look good. But when do you do that? It's on the table, and you're playing a game. You've got to have a level of no. I'd rather get into the game than I would. Sorry, that's my alarm. I'd rather get into the game more than the painting. For me, some people will like the painting because they don't play the game. They just like to put everything they've got into a model and then sell it because that's what they do.
Yeah, of course it is. It's a craft. It's art.
Yeah, of course it is.
Really, but so somebody who wants to maybe do D&D, wants to DM but has a few models and just wants to put them out there. Was that hard to get a model painted?
No. You've just got to have an idea of what colours you want to do. Do you want to do a skin colour? Do you want to do a blue colour? We've obviously gone blue because you want frost giants.
I went purple to give it a bit, just to see. Have
an idea of what colours you want to use, and then just go for it. I think that's really easy, and I think my kids would love doing that, and be able to do it as well,
as opposed to the continuous cleaning of the brush.
And not have to worry about messing it up and making it look, like a 10-year-old has painted something. But yeah, I think they'd enjoy it.
And I think some of the best bit about it is what you get is, because it happens so fast, because it is so easy. If you do want to push it, if you've gone to get 5 models painted and finally you just have a go with these paints, in a couple of hours later or whatever, it's going to be like, I've got more time to do stuff as well. That wasn't too bad. You do a few more, and then all of a sudden you think, I'm going to try highlighting.
And exactly.
I'm going to try dry brushing after because I've got another 10 minutes free.
And you've painted all these. I don't know how long it took you to paint all these.
It took me 4 hours in total to paint 20.
4 hours in total to paint 20, and that's cool.
And I've got some photos I'm going to post on Instagram and on YouTube. I'm really trying to find how to do all that out. I'm slow with that, but yes, then.
But some people could spend days painting one intricate, and you've done 20 in 4 hours, and they still look good, Well,
from a foot away, 2 foot away, when you've got a bit of lighting, even if you haven't, even if you've just got typical lighting, normal lights, and not standard lights, whatever it's called.
To me, they look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you come to play a game of D&D and you get to see them on the table. It's just that smile of
it's better than.
I mean, if you haven't got models, can't get all the models or something, that's okay. We're just saying.
Yeah, that's not painted, obviously. Now, you could still play a game with them. That's absolutely fine. Everyone's got imagination, but you add a bit of colour to it, and it just takes you to a deeper level of your imagination. So
that actually doesn't look too bad now from this angle at that light. It actually looks like it's glowing.
Yeah.
These paints were so quick to do and easy that I've tried doing OSL. Lighting. Thingy lighting. I don't even know the technical terms. I just know they call it OSL.
But you've got the time
just
to do
that. Glow.
You've got the time to do that because you haven't spent 3 days painting one model. And then you think, I've messed that up now. I've got to dip it and
if
repaint
worst
the whole
case
thing.
scenario is if I do really mess it up somehow. Well, it was only 20 minutes. Exactly, it wasn't 4 or 5.
It wasn't 4 days.
Yeah, But that's the thing. How are they drying? How are they drying on your end? How's yours looking?
No, yeah, it's a bit tacky still.
Oh,
but
I've not had mine in picture at all.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Like you say, if it was warm, in the summer, these will dry really quick.
Yeah. And then you could dry brush for 5 minutes. You can.
Airbrush,
How do you think yours is looking? How do you think yours is looking with the others?
Do you know what you're sticking in with the others? If I'm looking at them like that, I reckon if you didn't know which one I'd painted, you might struggle. Yours do have a lot more colours.
They have been dry brushed though.
Yes.
They have been lightened.
And so. That one especially has got its own what do you call it? Just the base, the
scatter
grass,
terrain.
yeah, the terrain. So obviously that looks well finished. But I think you'd be hard pressed to. Sorry, that keeps going off.
That's right.
You'd be hard pressed to know who's painted what.
No,
I think. If I do say so myself, I'm actually quite impressed.
I say so. You're impressed.
You're
impressed with the effort.
I'm mildly impressed for the time it took to do it all.
Here's the kicker though. I was talking to you doing it, kind of telling you how to do what to do, and I was messing about.
Yeah.
If we painted another one, I know we haven't got time for it. We don't. But if you do want to see Gary paint another one, another time whilst doing something as well. Just say so, because you would do another one. How do you think you could do another one quicker, knowing now?
Yes, now I think I could do it quicker.
Gain it on, allowing a bit more drying time, and then the next phase, and then just gain it on.
Yes, and yeah, I reckon I'd do a better job on the next one. So we'll see. I probably will come and do another one.
Okay, that's cool.
So, and we'll just see the difference. So keep that to one side. Take photos of it, and
I don't know where mine's gone.
And we'll here, and we'll compare it to the next time. Yeah,
nice,
cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
Nice one. Cheers, Gary. Everybody.
All right.
Cheers. Thank you. Can't see you on the camera. Bye. I've got cancel live. I haven't had this bit ready anytime. Ever. Bye. I need the other things.